really play for.
Yeah.
But that being said, Dylan Gabriel.
Other than the first, they're playing for the. Well, that's the thing. They're not really playing for the seed yet. You got to win the Big Ten tournament or the Big Ten playoff game.
Yeah.
You know that we're talking, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about one of our bets that neither of us took today.
I took it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did take them.
All right.
But
you see, now I bet you what they are actually playing for. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Lucas is here. I'm Bruce. They can land at the airport in Indianapolis and drive by the dome.
There you go.
So that, or maybe get a tour of the dome, so they know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Because I doubt Oregon.
They know what they're playing for there.
Yeah.
I just noticed you got a big old green wall and pad over there, didn't you?
There's a big green wall laying on the floor.
Yeah, there's one down there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Hello, folks. Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Happy Friday, October 18th. Hope you're having an outstanding day as we are. As this is our weekly Take the Points edition of the show. We're going to talk about high school sports, college football, pro football, maybe a little high school volleyball. The regionals
are coming up. Yeah,
regionals are out. We'll probably do that more next week, but we'll talk about all kinds of things here on Big Talk. But first, let's talk about some community events for you and tell you a little bit about what's going on in and around your neighborhood this weekend. I've talked about the last 2 or 3 weeks, but again, an opportunity goes by the wayside. It's fifth quarter at the Flora Church of the Nazarene. Hope it was fun last week when they actually did play a football game in Flora. They had 4 quarters, had their fifth quarter in Flora at 9 p.m. The Flora Church of the Nazarene having fifth quarter Friday night from 9 to 11. It's for high school students. Plus there will be snacks, drinks, prizes, and game. Did you know? And I'll say this now and probably repeat it later. Had you heard about Flora's football game for this Friday?
I have not.
It was canceled.
That's too bad.
This
upcoming one, right?
This upcoming today.
Today's game.
Yeah, tonight's game. As TDW Academy in Missouri apparently doesn't exist. Or doesn't answer phone calls.
So is that who they got to fill in for the Vienna game?
That's who they got to fill in for Vienna.
Didn't go well for them.
Didn't go well, so they're going to go ahead and take a forfeit. So congratulations, Flora, 5-3 now.
I'm taking the under in that game. One another.
Depends where they said it. Yeah, if they said it at 2, you take the 1. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Enjoy fifth quarter tonight. The football players will be there for you, so have fun. Flu shot clinics today in Flora. Let's see, having a drive-through flu shot clinic today from 9 to 4 at the health department. Folks wanting flu shots, follow the signs. I said Wednesday, but I think they put this on Friday. Go by there. Even if they're not having the drive-through flu shot clinic, they'll be able to help you out. Bring your Medicare Part B, HMO card, or Medicaid card, or insurance card. And if you are uninsured or underinsured, insurance is out of network, you may be charged a little extra, but don't worry about it. You need your flu shot. What else here on this gorgeous Friday? Wabash Valley College down in Mount Carmel going to have a college and career fair from 9 to 1 p.m. today. IEC students and participating high schools will have the opportunity to contact and connect with universities and employers. Go to WVC Facebook page and scan the QR code to register, or you can give them a call. Give Cassandra Goldman a call at 262-9641. Probably not going to answer the phone today since it's already going on, but you never know. She might be able to pick up the phone and answer any questions you have. What's going on Saturday? I have like 3 pages of stuff here for Saturday. At the Dan Heck Farm in Effingham, the Effingham area chapter of Quail Forever will be having a youth quail and pheasant hunt Saturday, the 19th, for those aged 10 to 16. The location will be the Dan Heck Farm. That's at 3362 Riffle Road, Louisville, just off the old Iola Lane. Youth must register or have an apprentice hunting license. Hunters should register as soon as possible. Might be a little bit late now. There will be a raffle and memberships will be available. Bring your own guns and ammunition for the youth quail and or pheasant hunt. Speaking of the Clay City Sailor Springs American Legion, going to have a meat shoot today. So the meat shoot is starting at 10 a.m. Let's see how we doing this. That doesn't give me a time. Oh, 9 a.m. 9 a.m. on the pheasant hunt, the meat shoot at 10, so you could probably do them both. That'd be fun.
How far apart is that?
From
15?
Clay City to the Iola Road, probably about 15 minutes,
Yeah.
20 minutes, maybe. Sailor Springs, Clay City.
It's probably doable.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, that'd be fun. There will be a raffles at the Sailor Springs Clay City meat shoot for a 12-gauge Mossberg shotgun, a Henry Classic 22 short rifle, or a Ruger 22. With drawing to be held in November. Tickets are $10 each, or 3 for $25. Legion will be serving fish, baked beans, slaw, and drinks. That's cool. Go shoot twice, take your own pheasants, leave them in the cooler, and head to the fish fry. Speaking of fish fry, my old buddy Waylon Kleibacher over in Iuka, they are throwing a fish fry on Saturday at 11 a.m. at the Iuka Park from 11 to 5. Meal will be $14 for adults, $7 for children 12 and younger. Meal includes fish, hush puppies, 2 sides plus a drink. The sides include tater salad, beans, and slaw. For more information, give Waylon a call or Sharana a call. And all proceeds do go to the park. See, now, that being from 11 a.m. till 5 p.m., you might be able to do that twice. I wonder if you got to pay $14 twice.
It didn't say that it was all you could eat, right?
No, it did not.
So I assume you're getting a plate.
Probably a plate. Yeah, that's one can only dream and hope. What else going on Saturday? Friends of the Fairfield Public Library book and bake sale. This will be at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Fairfield Library. At the same time, the library will be selling books for $1 a throw. Baked goods can be brought to the library today from 10 to 2 or until 9 on Saturday. Book donations will also be accepted whenever the library is open, so that's fun. Speaking of, at the Centralia Regional Library, they're going to have a used book sale, and they're doing this one a little different. I see, you and I, we always kind of talk about the economics of a situation. We didn't mention the fish fry being at $14 a little. Maybe a little high, but that's okay. You got to make money. The Friends, which would you rather have? The Fairfield Public Library at $1 a book, or the Friends used book sale in Centralia, $8 per bag of books.
Like a Ziploc?
I don't know how big
Yeah,
the bag
I need
is.
to know the bag size. I'm not going to lie to you. I was sitting there thinking I was going to give each of my kids a $5 bill and say, go get 5 books. So
That makes some
I
sense.
kind of like that.
Well, you got to realize though, if you're giving your kids a $5 bill to go get some books, they're going to stop at the bake sale.
Well, yeah, they'll come back with a soda and a brownie and no books. Probably asking for more money, but
that's probably a possibility. So yeah, the Friends of the Library in Centralia having that book sale too. Quilt show in Salem at the Community Activities Center. This will be from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. on Saturday. Quilt and vendor show held by the Happy Hearts Quilt Guild. Vendors, quilting demo, and food and drinks, as well as a drawing for a quilt at the end of the show. Fun. St. Mary's Parish Oktoberfest. This will be from 5 o'clock till 10 o'clock Saturday night. That's at 424 East Broadway there in Centralia. Home-style chicken dinner will be served from 5 to 8. An outdoor food stand will be open all evening, along with a beer garden, basket raffle, cakewalk, kids' games, and big blow-up air things that the kids can play with, as well as a $6,500 mega raffle. Music provided by Caleb Shipley from 7 to 10. Then they're going to have mass at 4. Then you can get into the fried chicken immediately after that. See, now that
Right
sounds-
into the fried chicken.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do after Mass?
Fried chicken, it sounds like.
Fried chicken.
Fried chicken, bouncy house, and a beer,
That
sounds like.
a nice way to go. I've got no issues. Trunk or treat up at the Evergreen Nursing and Rehab in Effingham. Fun night of trunk or treat on Saturday night. Trunk or treat
Already?
event. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. The event is for all ages of children and will begin at 6 p.m. They hope to see all your little goblins and ghouls. So that was my point. That's the start. You're going to have how many of these going on now, Lucas?
That's a bunch of them because, obviously that's what, on the 19th?
You got 2 weeks coming up before Thanksgiving and
Halloween.
Halloween. Thank you very much. Speaking of, on Saturday evening, a Sims Halloween Carnival. So you can go up to the trunk or treat and then head down to Sims from Effingham. This is the annual Sims Halloween Carnival held October 19th at the Sims Community Center. Food will be available 4:30 with a wide menu, including chili, vegetable soup, or Polish sausage, dessert, and drink. Doesn't say how much here. That's an intriguing one.
Let's say that they threw the Polish sausage in there, really.
Through Polish sausage,
Yeah,
in case you weren't in the mood for soup.
I was down for Polish sausage.
Supposed to be a nice day Saturday, like 70 degrees.
Yep.
Soup might not be that bad. Prizes, they have games and prizes will start at 4:30, followed by costume judging at 6. Cakewalk, raffle, and 50-50 drawings there as well. And that's going to be at 6:30. I don't think you can make them both. That sounds like you'd have to.
It'd be tough.
You'd have to evade the speed limit. What else is going on, ladies and gentlemen, on Friday the 18th? Ladies and gentlemen, this is National Chocolate Cupcake Day. It celebrates the sweetness of small chocolate cakes with a dollop of frosting. One sweet serving satisfies chocolate and cake lovers alike. Cupcakes will be traced back to what year?
Oh, boy.
I'll give you 50 years either way.
1550.
1796.
Week.
When
What were they doing before that? Come on.
A recipe notation, a cake to be baked in small cups, was first written in American cookery. Until before then, they were just making big cakes, I guess. I don't know. The earliest known documentation of the term cupcake, however, was in 1828. So I would have given you either one of those. That's a good-looking cupcake
Yeah.
there. I'm all for chocolate cupcakes. Cupcakes have been also called fairy cakes, patty cakes, as well as cupcakes as two words. Chocolate cupcakes come in a variety of flavors. Chocolate caramel satisfies the extra cry for sweetness. Peanut butter chocolate, devil's food, chocolate mint, and for that matter, even chocolate orange cupcakes. So enjoy Chocolate Cupcake Day. That's what they ought to have at those
Cakewalks?
those cakewalks and stuff. Chocolate cakes, cupcakes.
I bet they'll be there.
Ladies and gentlemen, also on the 18th, you might need this. This is National No Beard Day. Annually, National No Beard Day celebrates the clean shaven among us. The smoother the face, the bigger the celebration. Whether you've had your beard for years or it's relatively new to you, this is the day to shave it off to go smooth. Perhaps maybe your partner doesn't like your beard or you just haven't shaved it off for years. No Beard Day is the day to see what you look like without it.
That's a random one. That's a random day.
That is kind of a random day, and I think they put it here. National. This is. They don't know why it started there. However, since next month is No Shave November, they kind of think that this is basically to give people a couple of weeks to look at their face before they don't shave in November.
Okay.
See, now you haven't. When's the last time you were beardless? You grow a beard.
It's been a while.
Right?
Yeah.
You grow a beard pretty fast, can't you?
Yeah, but I keep it. It's been a long while, 10 or so years, really.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That long. I'm trying to actually remember what you look like without a beard.
Don't.
Huh?
The more covered, the better.
I was going to say, what, you got a weak chin?
No, I'm fat. I got a fat chin. Which one? 2 or 3 chins underneath there.
What else is going on today, ladies and gentlemen? This is also National Mammography Day, the third Friday in October. Every year on the third Friday in October, join folks in National Breast Cancer Awareness Month to remind all women their best defense is early detection. Cancer is the second leading cause of death in the United States, according to the CDC. That's why A mammogram can detect a problem before there's an outward physical sign, and that helps everybody. The CDC statistics also report that breast cancer is the most common form of cancer diagnosed among women. Screenings and breast exams are a part of the early detection process. How many, Lucas?
2.
How many of the volleyball games that you've been to this year have been pink out?
Just 2 so far.
Just 2. You
Yeah.
knew the question.
Yeah. That's what
I've been to
that's what the answer was.
I've been to like 3 or 4.
Really?
Yeah, it's
You
wonderful.
go to more through the week than I go through.
Well, that's the thing is I'm going to different
Right.
gymnasiums than you.
Where mines are Fairfield are the ones right around Fairfield.
I understand. National Mammography Day was first proclaimed on this, for the third Friday in October by Bill Clinton back in 1993, 40 years ago. Is that 40? 30 years ago. I wasn't 40. Keep that in mind for your health concern. What else is going on today? What do you want to see on television, ladies and gentlemen? High school football tonight. We're going to talk about this a little bit more later on.
We won't be watching Florida.
7 o'clock. Not watching Florida. No, not watching Florida. Freeburg is at Salem. The Midgets are taking on Salem. That'll be at 7 o'clock. We'll take the air about 6:45, 6:50. Me and Josh Tate up there. That'll be on Catch TV, Channel 98. Major League Baseball, Game 5 of the Dodgers versus the Mets. That's on Fox Sports 1, Channel 610 at 4:08. That'll be followed on TBS at 7:08, the Game 4 of the Yankees at Cleveland. Also, NCAA football tonight. It's Florida State at Duke. What do you like in Florida State at Duke? It was like
Florida
really
State's
close. It was like a 1.5 points.
Yeah, but I think they were a dog, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually
Duke was
kind of like
favored.
Florida State there, which I didn't think I'd say all year long.
I wondered about that.
That was awesome, to me. But
That's on ESPN2 at 6. We already talked about this. We talked about this coming into the show Friday night on Fox. Oh my gosh, Purdue's on national television.
I mean, once. I don't believe it's because of Purdue, Bruce.
Wow, Oregon at Purdue on Fox at 7 o'clock on ESPN. We'll talk about this one later on. Oklahoma State at BYU. This is a big night for college
For a
football.
Friday.
Yeah, for a Friday. And then at 9:30 on CBS Sports Network, it's Fresno State at Nevada. So that's Lucas Vaughan. I am Bruce Dickey. You are watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. We will be back right after these words. Going to talk a little football. Back after this.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Le Mans always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemansonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Thank you so much for joining us today as Lucas Vaughan has joined. This is our weekly Take the Points sports conversation event and also gambling festival. We didn't have that good a week last week. There's a lot of red on that.
A lot of red on there, but the week before we were 6-2, so
Yeah,
you're gonna have those.
We'll make it up today here on this show. But first, let's talk a little high school football. I mentioned it a little bit ago. Let's talk first about Flora. If you were planning on going to Flora, see, they had homecoming last Friday night. Wabash was there. And we had a big show. They had their Hall of Fame inductions. And they introduced those folks on the field. By the way, congratulations to the Hall of Fame inductions.
First annual, right? First ever.
Right. And did you know that the induction ceremony was the next night at the church down there? The used to be the Johnny and June's.
Okay.
I think it's New Beginnings of Flora or something like that. I may be wrong. Sorry. I want to congratulate all you folks who maybe sat through the whole thing. 6 hours.
Oh,
Have you ever considered going to a ceremony and sitting 6 hours
No.
through a ceremony? They had dinner at 7 o'clock. They left at 1
that's rough.
at a church.
Whew.
At a church. But you can see it on YouTube. We were the Wabash folks. We recorded it. Ty Landreth was down there, and he gets the star of the week.
It sounds to me like he gets overtime for the week.
So this is an extra whole day.
Man.
Congratulations. I don't have the list in front of me, but I know 3 or 4 of them, Tim Locum, Tim Stanley, Smitty, and so, congratulations to everybody who was.
Brian Turner must have just missed the cut this time around.
Turner missed the cut. Yeah,
Just off.
There's
next year.
It would have been an 8-hour ceremony had Weeze made it. All right, so Flora not playing this week at the TDW. I was talking to Bobby this morning, the athletic director, Bobby McNeely, athletic director of Flora. He says they couldn't contact him. They tried, and
I hope they show up Friday. Be like, hey, we're here. Maybe I didn't get a call. We're here to play.
You look on Max Preps. They played 3 games. They were like 3-1. Played 4 games, and the opponents were varsity level opponent. It never said who they played. Said they played a varsity level opponent. I don't know who it was. Nobody knows who it was.
That sounds weird.
So I went to Illinois, not Illinois High School Sports, the St. Louis High School Sports, which is an outstanding website for to keep up with St. Louis area teams and statistics and that kind of thing. They have about 60 schools. I hadn't thought about it until this morning. I went looking for TDW stats. There weren't any. There was no TDW on that list. So I don't know what the heck was going on. They got a game at Taylorville next week.
I bet they don't.
Yeah, I bet they don't either. So, congratulations, Flora, on taking your 5th win of the year tonight. Appreciate that. Well done. But we are going to be over in Salem as the Wildcats and Freeburg Midgets. I tell you what, 2 teams that are basically going the same direction. They're both out of the playoff hunt and looking to salvage anything they can from a rough season. Salem coming in at 1-6. Freeburg won last week as they beat East Alton Wood River pretty handily. Salem has beat them as well. That's the thing. This is really kind of, Lucas, the experiment that proves or disproves the theory of relative defeats and wins, because they've all played everybody else in the conference. They're all 1-3 against the rest of the conference. Freeburg didn't score against Breeze or Columbia. They had 10 against Roxana. You look at, I got the wrong page up there for Salem. Oh, doggone it. Salem has had their trouble. They had their trouble with Breeze and Columbia as well, and went out to Roxana and lost as well. But they beat the tar out of Wood River. So Salem at 1-6 against Freeburg at 2-5. Do you take anything from? I don't know if Jerseyville's any good. They're 2-5 also, and Freeburg has a win over them. I don't know. What can you take as far as relative?
I don't know that you can on those numbers right there.
Look at the scores. I mean, they've each scored 118 to 120 points. Salem's given up a few more points than Freeburg.
Their defense struggled a little bit more, it looks like.
Yeah. So it's going to be a. It's going to be a tricky one for the Wildcats. Now, if you look at Fairfield, the only other team we cover that is playing this week, they've got. Here's what the Black Diamond looks like. This is before the Flora forfeit this weekend ties in. Fairfield's got a winnable game, aren't they? Going down to CZR. No, that was last week.
They got probably Hamco.
Fairfield has Hamilton County coming in. That's right, Hamilton County coming in. 68-7, the final last week for Fairfield over Christopher. But you look at this, and everybody scored a lot of points on Christopher. 342 points in 7 games. That's 50 points a game.
Yeah, that's giving up a lot.
That's giving up a lot of points. Hamilton County, on the other hand, they played here in Flora last week, giving up 162 points after, as well as scoring 110. 20-8, the final against Flora last week, if I recall correctly. Let me look to see what I believe.
20-6.
20-8. That's an 8. I think.
Oh, down there, yeah. So I was looking at Fairfield's.
Yeah. So I don't know. You got to figure the Fairfield feels pretty good, probably, with Hamco coming in.
Yeah, I mean, you still got to play the game, but yeah, the last 2 games of the year, they should, on paper, get the W.
It's Edwards County next week.
The final week.
Yeah, Edwards County at 1-6, Hamco at 2-5. Home this week. Yeah, if they lose that one, they don't deserve to make the playoffs.
True, absolutely, yes.
So yeah, and even if they do lose it, they still have a chance to make the playoffs the next week. That's kind of a blanket statement. Good 6-3 though. That's not a bad year with the
6-3 with a very hard fought loss.
Well, that's the thing.
To Cesar Valera, 8-6 in that.
You look at the BDC standings. Johnston City coming off that loss to Dixon last week.
Not a bad loss.
Oh, that's not a bad.
No, that's a good. If there's a good loss, it's that one.
Yeah, and they play, I believe, Cesar Valera this weekend. Or do they play Carmi? I'm not sure who. Either way, I think they play Cesar Valera this weekend. I may be wrong. And then Carmi plays Johnson City next week. That's what it is. Johnson City plays Cesar Valera.
Finishes with Cesar Valera and then Carmi. That finishes with those two.
Yeah,
that's nice. That's good. I mean,
Cesar's already played Carmi. Cesar already beat Carmi.
Right.
Yeah, so
they beat them pretty handily, easy.
Yeah, JC plays Carmi next week, I think. So, yeah. We're going to know a lot more about the Black Diamond Conference come Saturday. That's for sure. So, just keep all that in mind for your high school viewing pleasure. Again, we'll be here at 7 o'clock, well, on TV at 7 o'clock over in Salem. Salem get that second the win of the year. They've got Charleston coming in the next week after that. You never know. Charleston's not that good. Salem can pick up 2 wins, finish up at 3-6.
It'd feel better to finish that way.
Feel better to finish that way. That's exactly right. We're going to come back and talk college football right after this. Stick around.
When Justin, a local volunteer firefighter, needs one of the department's trucks serviced, he calls Cam, whose repair company keeps everything rolling. In turn, Justin helps keep Cam and all of the community safe. Together, they support each other. And Wayne White Electric Cooperative supports them and every member with safe and reliable power. It's why REMCs exist. And together, it all works.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned.
You ever have one of those days where you occasionally just actually step on your own foot or step on your own toe? I just did that in there.
End up falling down.
Falling down. Let's see if I did. I didn't get everything switched over, but what do you do? I tell you what I'll do. I'll get everything switched in a second. Hey folks, welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV, joined by Lucas Vaughan, and college football. You know, last weekend was supposedly the weekend that everybody was looking forward to.
Pretty good.
Pretty good weekend.
Pretty good, yeah.
Pretty good weekend. The Ohio State-Oregon game, the highlight.
Great game.
Of the weekend. The Illinois-Purdue game, maybe
Strange one. I stopped watching it after I saw, 24-7,
24-3.
Yeah, I mean, then I checked back and I said, what in the world happened?
I watched the entire thing. And,
You were feeling pretty good for a while.
I felt pretty good for about 2.5 quarters. And, it was, and then the roof fell in. And, it was
literally darn near.
So tell me what you think. I'm going to make a 10-second adjustment in there. Tell me what you think. What was your favorite game, and tell me about your weekend. You got 30 seconds.
I actually did watch a ton of football all weekend long. And Bruce said it. Oregon and Ohio State was a fantastic game, and at that same time was that LSU Mississippi game. Both great games. LSU Mississippi. LSU should have lost that game outright. Took it to overtime and ended up winning in overtime. But as good as that game was, Ohio State and Oregon was the best game of the weekend. Two high-scoring offensives, 32-31, 33-32, whatever that final was.
31-30, I think.
Yeah, the 1 point game.
I didn't watch the LSU game. How should they have lost that game?
Oh, they were dead in the water, and they somehow escaped there in the fourth to tie it all up, and they won in overtime. So Mississippi had that game for pretty much the entire game.
I did not realize that. See, that's what happens when you get tied up watching one that you weren't watching all the rest of them. But yeah, here's what the AP poll looks like today.
Penn State should have lost to USC also.
Penn State should have lost to USC.
Yeah.
They got beaten overtime and somehow moved up. I guess they had to because of Ohio State falling. But I have real problems with Penn State.
Yeah, I agree.
In number 3.
I agree wholeheartedly. And I'm afraid they're going to run it. I mean, don't sleep on this Wisconsin game right here. Wisconsin playing really good football right now.
That is Penn State at Wisconsin, and that is 7:30 at night. That's next week.
Yeah. Oh, that is next week, not this week.
Yeah,
that's why I was looking for Wisconsin to bet this week, honestly, because they're playing so good, and I didn't find them.
Well,
that's the reason why.
Wisconsin just smeared Rutgers.
Rutgers. Went into Rutgers and just beat them by 4 or 5 touchdowns.
See, I bet on Wisconsin to win that game, and it was an easy cover, but it was like 3 points.
Bad thing is I was the other way.
I think mine's green though.
Yeah, and the week before they had USC on the ropes. I mean, they had USC dead to rights, right? Well, USC.
Yeah,
at
Wisconsin.
Yeah, and they let them off the ropes. So Wisconsin's playing good football right now.
So you've got Texas with a huge matchup Saturday night against Georgia. That, as fun as the Oregon-Ohio State game was, that Texas-Georgia game may be the same way. And I was kind of surprised that the line is moving around on it. I don't think anybody in our group picked that game because I think we're all too scared of it.
Well, right now, the last I saw was the number was Georgia plus 3.5 plus 4. So
see, that's what I'm saying. It's moving around a ton because earlier today, whenever I was looking for it, it was 2.5.
It was under the 3-point line.
It was under the 3-point line. So now did somebody from Georgia get hurt or something?
Not that I know of. I think this is going to be a volatile game for bettors. I mean,
it's already been moving.
They're going to take a ton of money on this one. So.
Wonder how much. I haven't checked, but I wonder what kind of during the regular season, which games that do take the most action. That's got to be one of them.
I'd be willing to bet last weekend.
Georgia, Alabama.
Yeah, Georgia, Alabama. I'd bet last weekend's Oregon, Ohio State took a ton of action. I mean,
that started taking action months ago.
Yeah,
I mean there were folks betting on that game months ago, and folks like me bet. Stupidly on Ohio State.
Good people bet games like that. We bet games like, we didn't. Weeze didn't even do anything ridiculous this weekend. He's got normal teams.
That's because we rushed him.
no North Texas versus Old Dominion games this weekend.
We rushed him. All right, here's the top 6. Miami has a tricky one at Louisville.
They do.
So I think one of us is playing that game this weekend as well. I'm pretty sure that's me. And the second part of the AP poll, the Alabama didn't move at all. You've got they've got their hands full at Tennessee.
That's an interesting game, Alabama-Tennessee this weekend.
That's a 2:30 start. There's your LSU Tigers.
On the road to Arkansas is tough.
You've got Iowa State UCF at Iowa State. Iowa State at 6-0. They are pretty sneaky. I mean, they're just number 9, but they might roll through that Big 12.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Looking up there 6 games in, I don't think I've watched Ohio State play a single second of football
Iowa
this
State?
year. Excuse me, Iowa State. I don't think I've seen them play any football.
I saw them play about half of the game against Iowa earlier, like week 3 or week 2 back in September. Iowa had them on the ropes. Mm-hmm. Iowa had them in the first half, and Iowa State basically owned the second half.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Iowa,
as I recall. So I mean, that's you just never know. Okay, then continuing on, Notre Dame. This one is tricky to me. I am really surprised that Georgia Tech is getting just 10 points in that game. I thought it'd be closer than that. I thought it'd be like a 7 or 8 point Notre Dame. I didn't think Notre Dame be giving them 10 points because Georgia Tech's a good team. They've got some good wins.
Yeah, Notre Dame. I mean, last weekend they beat Louisville. Was that weekend before they beat Louisville? Weekend before they beat Louisville. Notre Dame is playing good football right now. Their defense is tough.
Undefeated BYU. That's a Friday night game. That's going to be a good one. 9:15 start. That'll be one for you folks to watch late Friday night. Then you get into picture 3. Look, you've got the Illini in that one versus Michigan on Saturday afternoon. Auburn and Missouri. We'll talk about it here in a minute. Ole Miss and Oklahoma. That is a tricky game at Ole Miss too, I think. But how about the Nebraska? Basically, the first good team playing Indiana this year. What do you think about that?
Yeah, we'll find out whether Indiana is for real being a 6-0 or not. Nebraska is a solid football team.
Nebraska's solid. They are 4-2, and they're pretty good. Then you have
Michigan right between Army and Navy.
Then you have Michigan with the Armed Forces, the Armed Forces Network, Army and Navy. The thing is, they have to play each other. They may end up having to play the week before that for the AAC. The American Athletic Conference Championship, they may end up playing twice, in 2 weeks. if they are both in the lead for the conference championship. That would be kind of messed up, but that's what they'd be doing.
Right now, it's tracking that way.
Right now, it's tracking that way. And Army, have you watched Army play at all, Lucas?
A little bit. I have watched a little bit. They've got a high-powered offense.
They got a high-powered running offense.
Yeah. They do, but then they get throwing the trick pass plays because you think they're always going to run. I think the quarterback actually has a legitimite arm to use. So
he had 4 touchdowns last week, 2 on the ground, 2 in the air.
Mm-hmm.
I watched about half of that game last week because I had money on it. It was 28 points.
They
led by 28 at halftime.
Yeah.
I felt pretty doggone good about it. It was kind of fun watching that. So there you have the top 25. And when you start thinking that we're getting into a point at this time where you can start thinking about how the conference is going to break down and who's going to play who in the championship games, because the Big Ten Conference and the SEC both now, with the top 2 teams playing each other, as neither of them have divisions anymore. So who knows what's going to happen for Ohio State.
I'd like that they put Indiana on top of that list, though.
Indiana's on top. Indiana's first place. How about the Fighting Illini fourth, tied for fourth?
That's
there
funny.
You go. Illinois will, if they beat Michigan this weekend, that would say a lot for their chances.
For Michigan.
Well, that's not nice at all.
I know, that was mean, sorry.
That was a cruel thing to say. How about the SEC? Who's on top there? Texas A&M. Number 14 in the country, and with that one loss was terrible, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
In fact, it was Notre Dame, the very first game of the year.
That's right. They won 5 in a row. And then how about Arkansas, 2-1?
How about Vanderbilt?
How about Vanderbilt? 2-1 as well. They probably haven't. Take a picture of that, Vandy fans. I can't say.
Right above Alabama, Tennessee, Ole Miss. Yeah, you definitely take that picture.
I can't say that because talk about our bets. The word Vandy's going to come back up. Who's got what this week, Lucas, in college football?
All right, Weeze is staying on all big teams, which thank goodness for that, Weeze. He's on Oklahoma State plus the 10.5 versus BYU.
They're playing every night now, and he can't catch up
That's true.
with Sam Houston State versus Western Kentucky on Wednesday.
Yeah, so he's on Oklahoma State plus 10 versus BYU, and then he's on Kentucky bouncing back plus 1.5 versus Florida.
It's got Oklahoma State saying close to the undefeated BYU at BYU. I have real problem. Well, he got a good number.
Yeah, the 10 points.
It's moved to 8 now.
Wow, it's dropped that many.
Dropped 2 points. I checked that today because I saw that number. I thought, boy, I really want to take. I don't like that at all, and I think it'll be closer than that. And well,
it got closer.
It got closer.
And his super dog, he's taking Florida State plus the 4.5 versus Duke.
Oh wow, okay. So that he got a good number on that one then as well, because I don't think it's that big now.
I think it came down some. Jamie, he's on. Well, not surprising. Jamie's on Indiana. He's a Hoosier believer there, minus 6.5 versus Nebraska.
He's a believer. You can't blame the guy for that.
Yeah. And then one that we discussed a little bit, he's on Notre Dame minus 12 at Georgia Tech.
That seems like a lot of points for Georgia Tech. See, now that's dropped too. That's dropped to 10.
Yeah. So all these numbers of big line movements right now, it feels like. Bruce, you're on Missouri minus.
I was going to mention that.
Minus 4.5 versus Auburn.
Missouri.
I can't believe you're betting for Missouri. I don't get it. If there's one thing in life I trust, it's you're not betting for Missouri.
I'm not for Missouri. I'm betting on Missouri.
Sounds to me like you're putting your own hard-earned money on
Missouri. Oh, I did too. I feel terrible. But I remember the Auburn game last year. The Auburn-Missouri game last year, Missouri had 15 chances to win that game. Should have won that game. And Auburn's not that good. And Missouri just couldn't do it.
Missouri.
Missouri.
And you're going to bet on it.
This time they're playing at noon in Columbia. Missouri doesn't screw up noon in Columbia.
All right.
If it was a big game like a nighttime game, Missouri screwing it up. Not noon in Columbia.
Then you got Vandy minus. I don't know. Is that 26.5 or 28.5 versus Ball State?
26.5.
Yeah, 26.5 versus Ball State.
Ball State. Have you seen Ball State play?
They're one of the worst teams in division football. Yeah,
they are the worst team, and it'd be them and UMass fighting for the worst team. I think UMass beats Ball State by 10. Ball State's terrible.
Vandy beat Alabama, so they probably should get basketball state, right?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is going to be a halftime score.
All right, I like it.
It's going to be a rocking chair second half for me.
And your super dog, you're taking Louisville plus the 4.5 versus Miami.
I am not a Miami guy. I just don't trust. I don't trust Mario Cristobal, and yeah, no.
Coming off a bye. Had all kinds of time to think about it, screw it up.
At
Louisville is tough.
Yeah.
I didn't mention Jamie's on UCLA plus 4.5 at Rutgers also.
That's
gutsy. That's a tough one all the way across the country like that. I'm going to take Oregon minus 27.5 at Purdue. Purdue has let everybody score on them, and they haven't played a team like Oregon.
That's what we were talking about beforehand. The average Purdue has given up 45 or 50.
A ton to teams that don't have the offense Oregon does. So I'm going to take that Oregon minus the 4 touchdowns essentially. And then I'm on Miami, Louisville over 61.5. Miami is 6-0 to the over so far this year. Louisville's 4-2 to the over.
60. That's a lot of points.
Right. It is a lot of points, but these two teams, I think they scored. I mean, the one thing Miami does, they can score, and they can score in a hurry.
I feel pretty good about the Oregon over. Did you see it was like 60?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you went ahead and picked the side, but I would have felt pretty good about Oregon over.
Getting there by themselves.
Maybe. Illinois got 50.
And then I'm going to take Oregon State plus 7.5 versus UNLV. I just think, I don't know. I think that's an overinflated number.
I do too.
It's at home. Or it's tough to play at Oregon State, so I'm going to take that. Oregon
State's not as bad as they played okay. They had a bad week last week, but they're not that bad. We're going to come back NFL right after this. Stick around.
Fashion is our passion at Carnaby Square. We specialize in customer service and have since 1980. Our multi-generational boutique features your favorite on-trend to classic famous maker fashions, footwear, accessories, and a massive inventory of Brighton. So come, relax, explore, and elevate your look with us. Everyone is welcome, where we always wrap it, tag it, and bag it for free at Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. And Lucas Vaughan is here. This is our weekly Take the Points edition, and it's NFL time. I got to tell you, I feel terrible.
About?
I picked against Caleb Williams.
You did.
And the Chicago Bears last week, and I did so because Jaguars were going to London. They know London. I don't know if you watched the show.
I think they're still over there.
Pretty ugly about it. They are still there.
Yeah.
And I wasn't ugly about it, but I was pretty definitive.
Sounds to me like you were ugly about it.
I was pretty definitive about it. I take it all back to you Bears fans out there. Caleb Williams is a real deal, isn't he?
He looks good right now. Things are coming together a lot better with the team. Our run game the last few games has really taken a lot more pressure off Caleb Williams. So, I think as a team,
30 points, man.
Yeah.
35 points. That's not bad at all. That'll work, won't it?
especially at 8:30 in the morning.
Did you get up and watch?
Absolutely. We had a big breakfast. I set up the TV outside. I sat outside for 11 hours.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, good for you.
It was a nice day.
I'm pretty sure I wasn't even awake for 11 hours on Sunday. The Bears winning over in England. I thought the interesting story of that, though, was it just looked like Jacksonville has given up the ghost. How long? Who's going to be the next coach fired?
Him. If there was a bet, and I'm sure there is one out there to look at, it's him.
It's got to be Peterson.
I think if they came back, flew over the pond, and came back to Jacksonville, they would have fired him. But since they stayed over there, they're like, maybe we should let him be there. But if they lose this game to...
it's
not Carolina, right?
I think I bet on it.
If they lose this game to the Patriots,
I do.
Then I don't believe he has a job when he gets back.
I bet the under on this game. I just didn't think. I've got that's one of my picks.
If I had to bet, I would take the Patriots plus the points in it.
Well, I see now. That's the thing. I couldn't believe the points were that close. It was like 1.5 or.
It's 5.5 now.
Has it moved?
Yeah, it's 5.5 right now, and I think I even saw a 6 that the Patriots are getting, and that's just too many points. Drake May actually looked solid last week. So
Drake May looked pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean, in his first start,
right.
But I guess that's what people are betting against the rookie quarterback. All right, what else were the big stories in the NFL this weekend? You had
there's one, just one.
Which one?
The Cowboys absolutely getting trounced. I mean, trounced. That wasn't even a football game.
It was.
There's all kinds of stuff to talk about, but when you're Dallas and you've got Jerry Jones and you've got the way that their fans are, they're almost as bad as the Packer fans. Not quite as bad, but almost as bad. And then you go out there at home and get beat by 40.
Annihilated.
Yeah.
I don't use the term annihilated very much, but that was an annihilation.
Yeah, I watched every bit of that. Yeah, and it was.
Pick your adjective.
Yeah. So that's a storyline of them. They've got to figure out whether they're a football team or not.
You had the Bills playing the Jets on Monday night, beating the Jets. Is this just same old Jets because their kicker missed
wine. If I just had a wide receiver to throw to.
And he gets a wide receiver.
Yeah.
You must love seeing Devontae Adams.
I hope they both fail. I hope he goes there, they both fail miserably, and I'm going to go, you're going to whine and get somebody else fired.
That's a real shame.
All Aaron Rodgers does is whine and cry and blame somebody else.
He'll be the Jerry Seinfeld gif. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, exactly. But no, them picking up Devontae Adams, which we all knew. I mean, that's not a secret. That was going to happen. And then Buffalo going out and picking up Amari Cooper. I
didn't hear that one.
They needed a true number one. They did not have one in Buffalo, and they got one now. So
what'd they give up for Amari Cooper? Picks.
Rounders.
Everybody's giving up. So that's what I mean. You give up a 4th rounder for the Jets gave up a 4th rounder for Adams. You get Cooper for a 5th rounder.
Yeah, something around that.
Stealing.
Yeah, it is.
But then you got to pay him.
Yeah. They were owed a lot of money, though. They just take those contracts up. But still, that makes Buffalo a much better team right there.
Here's a look at the AFC through 6 games. Pardon me, you've got Buffalo leading by 2 games or a game and a half over the Dolphins. You've got the Ravens and Pittsburgh with Cincinnati just 2 back. They're clinging to hope, aren't they?
Yeah, with Pittsburgh having some quarterback questions right now.
I don't understand Pittsburgh having quarterback questions. It makes no sense whatsoever.
I think through 6 games, they're seeing that Justin Fields, what his issues were that the Bears gave up on him. They've got Russell Wilson sitting there, so.
No, that's true. You got AFC South with Texans up by a couple. Boy, the Titans and Jaguars just look clueless.
That looks right. Yeah, that looks normal.
And how about the Denver Broncos trying to stay in the top of the AFC West? That is a 3-team division that the Raiders aren't that good, but I think that the Broncos can stay with the Chargers for a little bit, can't they?
You know, they're doing what they're missing is a more balanced running game because they've got the defense, and Bo Nix can make plays.
Yeah.
If they could get a better running game, Denver could stick in that division.
Yeah, that's true. How about the NFC? Let's take a look. Look at your NFC East leaders, the Washington Commanders. As there's your Cowboys. Where's the point differential over there? 42 points at a 3-3 record. They've
Look at that. They're 0-3 at home and 3-0 on the road.
Oh my gosh! How would you like to be a season ticket holder?
Oh, wow.
Well, you know they'll have the Giants coming in sometime. They're 0-3 at home too, so I mean maybe that'll help them out. You've got the NFC North, the only other undefeated team, along with Kansas City, the Minnesota Vikings, coming off a bye. Boy, they didn't get any favors. They're coming off a bye with a pretty hot Detroit Lions team.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough game. The Detroit looked great last week, albeit against Dallas, but they look good.
Did the Bears get the bye? The Bears are on the bye this week.
Yeah, they got their.
Yeah, they're off this week. The Falcons and Bucks. Boy, that Bucks Saints game was a ton of fun last weekend. That was a scoring festival until the Saints stopped scoring.
Yeah, I think they put up 50. I think Tampa Bay put up 50, right?
Yeah,
50 or 51, one or two.
Yeah, 50-27, but it was halfway through. It looked really good. And San Francisco limping along. They are remaining on top of the NFC West. I don't know
what to think of that whole division. That division is just strange to me. San Fran is they're just holding court. They're not playing great football. They've got injuries all over the board. So I don't know.
Here's how it starts. Actually, we're shooting this on Wednesday, so tomorrow night is when the Broncos play the Saints. This would be the Sean Payton Bowl, and
it would be, wouldn't it?
And the Saints don't have a quarterback. Derek Carr's still out, isn't he?
Spencer Rattler.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not a Spencer Rattler guy.
Me neither. And then on Sunday, the Patriots at Jaguars. That looks legitimate. There you are, 5.5 points.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm under 42.5. And then the Packers and Texans. That's going to be a good.
That'd be a good football game.
Good football game. Dolphins, Colts.
Ugly.
Ugly is right. Nobody with a quarterback there. And there's your Lions and Vikings. Later on in the day, or actually still at noon on Sunday, you have the Eagles and Giants. Boy, the Eagles, Nick Sirianni kind of stirred up some.
He did apologize for it, but kind of lost his cool on some fans.
He lost his cool. You have the Titans, Bills, and that ought to be a whitewash for the Bills. And then you have Seahawks and Falcons. That's a tough travel for Seattle.
Both offensive teams right there. I see big numbers in that one.
Bengals and Browns. I think that's my second pick today.
Ugh.
Yeah, even though they're playing at Cleveland. Cleveland's got real problems. Cleveland, it looks like,
big problem.
Yeah, Cleveland is, though, they look like they've quit. You better give us those before we run out of time here.
Okay. Weeze, he's on the Steelers +2 versus the Jets. I hope he's correct. And then he's on the 49ers as a pick'em in their game.
Where is that Steelers game? I had it. Yeah, there it is, Sunday night.
Sunday night game.
Yeah, what was his second game?
He had the 49ers pick'em versus the Chiefs. Wow. He's got as a pick'em right back last one. Well, that's got 49ers at -1.5. So
yeah, wow, he got to pick him. How about that? Okay, what about
Jamie's on. He's on the Lions +2.5 at the Vikings. I like that bet too. That's a tough game, and they're playing well. And he's on the Falcons -3 versus the Seahawks.
Okay,
so you've got the Pats Jags under 42.5.
Right,
understandable.
And the Bengals, I just think the Browns are hapless. I like the word hapless.
And you get less than touchdowns, -6.5.
Yeah.
I'm on Miami and Indy under 44.5. I don't think either of these teams score very much. Bad offenses. And then I'm
struggling.
Yeah, and then I'm on Seattle, Atlanta over 51.5. Those are offensive teams.
There you see the numbers, ladies and gentlemen. You also see how we did last week. Nice hit on the Super Dog. Arizona State beat Utah. That was a pretty good win. So we got 3 out of 8, and then 3 out of 8 in the pros. So yeah, make your wagers accordingly, ladies and gentlemen. What do you? What's your biggest deal? What would be the biggest pick of the weekend for you?
Oh, overall?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, put me on the spot.
Illinois is what it is. So what
what's the number on them? Plus
1.5.
1.5, okay.
Yeah, Illinois plus 1.5.
So they just got to win outright.
Got to win outright, ladies and
So
gentlemen.
might as well just money line them.
Money line the Illini. We'll see y'all next time. Have a great day on Big Talk. See you soon.